The XD amplifiers have been a huge success for JL Audio over the past couple of years. Their combination of flexibility, installation ergonomics, compact size, and performance have made them a real favorite for people who are looking for real value in mobile audio. With the XDs, it's not just about being small, and it's not just about being a great sounding amplifier. It's about the whole package and the way it comes together. Installers really appreciate the top-mounted controls and all the front-mounted connections on all the models, which make them really easy to work with. And over the past couple of years, we've also filled out the entire line so that it's now a very wide line that includes a lot of different options for different types of systems. We have 3 different monoblocks to choose from now. There's a little 300-watt monoblock, a 600-watt monoblock, and the new XD1000/1V2, which is the big 1000-watt monoblock in the XD lineup. All of them make their optimum power at a 2 ohm impedance. So they're all able to work with most of our enclosures very seamlessly and be optimized in terms of power for all of them. In the middle of the lineup that we have here, we see the 4 multi-channel models. We have a 2-channel, 2 by 100 watt at 2 ohm or 2 by 75 watts at 4 ohms. And then there's a 4-channel, a 6-channel, and the new 8-channel 800/8 V2. Again, depending on your system configuration, depending on how many channels you need to execute your system design, there's an XD multi-channel amp to fill that need. And last but not least, we have 3 system amp solutions in the XD lineup. We have a 3-channel system amp, which gives you 300 watts of power to the subwoofer section, plus 75 watts by 2 at 4 ohms to drive a pair of satellites. This amplifier is wonderful for a lot of sports cars, pickup trucks, or just smaller systems where maybe you're using deck power to power the rears and you just want a smaller footprint, less expensive solution as a system amp. Then we have the very popular XD700/5 V2, which has the 300 watt subwoofer section plus a 4-channel 4x75 into 4 ohms to drive front and rear satellite speakers. This amplifier also has a 3-way crossover, so if you want to use it in a tri-amplified setup to drive mid-bass drivers and tweeters and subwoofers, you can do that as well. And then the big boy, the XD1000/5 V2, basically combines the 600 watt monoblock and the 4-channel XD into one chassis. And the chassis is narrower than these 2 amplifiers would be if used together. This amplifier gives you the full 600 watts into 2 ohms for your subwoofer, plus 4x75 watts to drive your satellite speakers. So all of these amplifiers give you a tremendous amount of flexibility to design just about any kind of system you can imagine. Now, a common question we're getting, of course, is what's the big deal about V2 and what makes this amplifier V2? What's the difference between the original XD and the new V2s? There are 3 differences that make a V2 model happen, and they are as follows. The first thing you'll notice that there are a couple of new switches on these products. One is labeled turn-on mode. This turn-on mode switch gives you the ability to turn the XD on via a conventional 12-volt switched lead, or via signal sensing turn-on, or via DC offset sensing turn-on. DC offset is a characteristic that a lot of OEM amplifiers have when they're switched on, and that goes away immediately when they're switched off. So when you use DC offset mode, the amplifier behaves very much as if you were using a real switched 12-volt turn-on lead. And it'll work in a lot of OEM applications where you're integrating into an OEM head unit. If for any reason the DC offset doesn't work properly in a given vehicle, you can switch the amplifier into signal sensing mode, which is similar to what we've had in some of the slash monoblocks and some of the other amplifiers we've done over the years with signal sensing turn-on. So you have that benefit with the V2s on all models, the ability to turn the amplifier on via DC offset or signal sensing. The second switch that appears on a V2 that you did not see on a V1 is a switch labeled input voltage that gives you 2 positions, low or high. This is a lot like what you've seen in the HD amplifiers and the slash amplifiers. And basically what we've done is we've transplanted the input section from the HD amplifier into the XDs. This gives you a wider range of input voltages that you can feed into the amplifier. In particular, we can put higher power signals into the amplifier's inputs directly without the need for any line output converters or voltage dividers. So this amplifier will now accept the same range of signals that you can use with an HD or a slash amplifier, which is really nice. Low position is for line level signals, and high position is for speaker level signals that you may be wanting to use as an input. To put speaker level signals in, as I said, you don't need a line output converter. All you need to do is splice the signals onto one of our speaker wire to RCA adapters and plug them straight into the RCA inputs. This is a much cleaner way of doing things. It doesn't wreck the bass like a line output converters can often do, and gives you a lot of flexibility in how you can apply this product within an OEM integrated situation. There's one more change that we've made with the V2s. It's not really visible via a switch, but what we've done is responding to a lot of dealer and consumer feedback. We've modified the way that the remote level control circuit works so that the behavior of the knob is a lot more linear than it used to be. The concerns in the past were that when you rotated the knob for the first 3/4 of a turn, it really didn't do a lot, and most of the action occurred in the last little bit of the rotation of the knob. Now when you use the XDv2s, you'll see that the behavior feels a lot better in terms of the rotation and the effect that you get in the level of the system or the subwoofer, depending on how you're using the remote level control. So these tweaks, these additions to the XD lineup really create a lot more flexibility, a lot more value for the customer, but without really changing the fundamental formula that have made XD amplifiers so popular and so well respected throughout the industry. This is a product line that's really aimed at the mainstream car audio consumer who is looking for a higher quality solution. We obviously also offer JX below this and HD products above this, but for a lot of our customers this really hits the sweet spot. So it's a very important line for JL Audio, and we hope you guys are excited to see that we've refreshed it with a couple of additional features and made it even more compelling for 2014 and beyond.